Did you know the Bible does not say all have sinned? What? Have you not read all have sinned? Paul wrote it, you know. It's in Romans 3:23. That's in the Bible. Yes, it's true. Paul wrote, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Romans 3:23. But let's not forget the Bible also says there is no God. Psalm 14:1. If you read it out of context, since the verse is, "The fool has said in his heart, there is no God." You see, a text which is out of context then becomes a pretext for anything you wish to say. Context is everything. So, does the context of Paul's saying all have sinned qualify it to mean something else? Yes, I believe it does. But how? Paul, in Romans 3, is explaining to Gentile readers that the Jews are also sinners. How does he do this? He does it by quoting the Jewish scripture and says, "As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none who seeks after God. They have all turned aside. There is none who does good, no, not one. There is no fear of God before their eyes." Romans 3:10-18. Paul uses 9 verses of quotes of the Hebrew scripture with one purpose in mind. This purpose is explicit in the next verse. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped and all the world may become guilty before God. Romans 3:19. Paul is saying he's quoting the law of the Jews to show the Jews are sinners too. In verses 20-22, Paul confirms being under the law as a Jew does not justify you, but believing in Jesus certainly does. And that is offered to both Jew and Gentiles. For there is no difference. For all, that is, both Jews and Gentiles, have sinned. This is not everyone inclusively. It is every category of people. This is not every individual. It is every type of individual. So you see, the Bible does not say all have sinned. Babies have never sinned. They're not sinners. As the observer writing of his own lifetime recognition says, "Truly, this only I have found, that God made man upright, but they have sought out many schemes." Ecclesiastes 7:29. But he also wrote, "For there is not a just man on earth who does good and does not sin." Ecclesiastes 7:20. So we all become sinners by our own fall, but none of us begin with sin in our existence. So in context, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God" means not all have sinned, but both Jews and Gentiles have sinned.